Hey everyone, welcome back to Cuddy's Bookshelf. So today I thought I would do my audiobook recommendations. I have a few categories or narrators that I choose to listen to the most, and the first category I'm going to jump into is fantasy. So if you struggle at all to read fantasy with either the size of them, do you find them very intimidating, or the pronunciation of names and like made up words that they make up in fantasies, I would highly recommend you read them through Audible. Read along with the book, have the book with you, but listen to the audio at the same time, and it is such a submersive experience. So I might as well start with this one. So this is Game of Thrones, and with Game of Thrones, it's very, very popular. This is narrated by Roy Dotrice, and he does a very good job of drawing you in, keeping you, and he's, along with a few of these, he's very comforting to listen to. I find him calming, so when you listen to his voice, it's very calming. So there's Game of Thrones, and then also Rob Inglis, who does the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit audio. His voice does the same. I absolutely love this series. Well, I say series, it's classed as one book, isn't it, other than the Hobbit. But yeah, I absolutely love these books. I think he does a great job with the singing and just bringing the Middle Earth and everything to life and keeping you gripped, and I just love them. And then the other fantasy is the Robin Hobb. Her books, this one does not seem intimidating at all, but as you get into the realm of the Elderlings, the books begin to get real chunky, and they can seem very intimidating when you read the Audible along with them. Paul Bamer does with the audio. He draws you in, and as much as sometimes, because it's just from Fitz's perspective, it can seem to drag a little bit. But the way it gets narrated makes you take it all in, and then when bad stuff happens, you hear the emotion and the feelings in his voice. And this series, I cried multiple times, and I highly recommend all of these fantasy books to be read along with the audio, because the narrators, don't you fall. So, because the narrators do a fantastic job. They're just great. I just really... So if you do struggle, like I said, if you do struggle or get intimidated by thick fantasies and you're like, that would take me forever to read, try Audible. Read along with the book if you like to hold a physical book, because I do. But they're also good for a lot of the Robin Hobb books I used while commuting to and from work, and that's when I read the majority of them. It drowns out anyone that's around you, and you are literally just focused on your book. So next ones is a favourite narrator of mine, probably because he does the Harry Potter series. So it is Stephen Fry. I can't even tell you how many times I have listened and physically read, or I've even got them on my Kindle, on my phone, everywhere. I've got Harry Potter everywhere. And the audio to these, Stephen Fry does an amazing job, and his voice has become to be one of my comfort voices. So when Stephen Fry brought out Mythos, Heroes and Troy, obviously I absolutely love Greek mythology. I read quite a lot of Greek mythology, and I thought, as soon as I knew that he was going to narrate his own books also, I was like, I'm gonna have to listen to them through Audible, and I quite enjoyed his humour along with it. So if you think that these books on Greek mythology are going to be like intimidating and you won't understand, try reading it with the audio. I highly recommend. I find like, if I'm going to tab a book, listening to the audio really helps. So I can be underlining and highlighting and the story carries on. So I don't feel like I'm stopping, starting if I'm going to be tabbing a book. Yeah, so highly recommend Stephen Fry's narrations. Once I introduce the next lot of books, you will know what's going to be my last lot. And my last lot is my all-time favourite audiobooks that I've listened to, because these two are both full cast audios. So there is the Aurora cycle, which is Aurora Rising, Aurora Burning, and Aurora End. If I can move my fingers. And these are all by J. Kristoff and Amy Kaufman. And I love their writing together. I love the humour, the banter between characters. But what I love the most is to listen to them in Audible, because when you find an Audible where it's full cast, you will get sound effects. You will get different interpretations of characters, rather than like a male trying to do a female's voice or a female trying to do a male's voice. You actually have the difference in them, even though some of them do a really good job at that, just to put it out there. But full cast, you do really get submerged, and it makes it so fun to listen to. The action scenes and everything, and it all starts kicking off. But yeah, so I highly recommend these books and the next lot of sci-fi books, but sci-fi in general, or any books that's got like action scenes in, especially if they're full cast audio, they are going to be amazing. I can guarantee it. So that's the Aurora one. So then last but not least, definitely not least, so these are by the same authors. You know what's coming because I've talked about them before, and it's the Illuminae Files. So these are incredible. So not only are they full cast audio, they are written by J. Kristoff and Amy Kaufman. Again, I've told you, I really love their writing together. The humour is hilarious. It's a bit of me. But these are told in mixed media format. So you will get like camera footage, you will get emails, files in this book, and when you are listening to the audio, it all goes. So the security cameras have a certain voice when they're watching someone do certain actions. Then you have the actual characters having their own voice during like email conversations, and they are just incredible. And I think, because let me try and find it. This will be a part where I'll try and to show you something in the book, and then I can no longer find it. And with these books as well, I find them so fast paced, the fact that like there's a countdown going through it, and you're like, hurry up. See, I told you. So there's like pages like this, and then it gets to where, honestly, so there's like this, and the writing goes on like a slant and going down, and then it gets to a point where the writing begins to, it's honestly, they're incredible. Like pages like this, the audio just keeps you knowing which way you're reading, and you get to just follow it along, and I literally cannot praise these books enough. Like the audio for these books, I just find them absolutely amazing. And if you do go from this video and purchase these, let me know what you think. I agree with everybody that says the first one is the best one, because it is. I did really enjoy the second one. The third one, I know a lot of people's opinions, because there's certain reoccurring characters from the first two that's in this one. So the two main characters from this book don't get all of the limelight. So you don't get the as deep a connection, because obviously you had two full books of the other characters. But I still loved it. I really did. And then there is also Memento, which some people got a small copy of somehow. I can't remember. I think it was like pre-ordering from a certain site. Anyway, and that was called Memento. And you can also get that on Audible and on your Kindle if you want to read along, which I have both. And I really enjoyed that also. So yeah, that is all of my audiobooks that I recommend and tips on why I would read certain books with audio. Another thing, if you do a lot of commuting, where it's either on trains or buses or something, and you normally read, but you get easily distracted, and you normally like listen to some like music or something while you're reading, I highly recommend the audio, because then you are fully submerged into your book and all the noises around you are drowned out, and you can't hear Doris is on her way to Tesco's to do a weekly shop. So yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this little video of audiobook recommendations. I hope you are well. If you did like the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you would like to see more from me, please subscribe. I hope you are having a lovely day or night wherever you are, and I hope to see you soon. Bye. Freaking floor. Tips-ish. Oh, ramble on otherwise. Oh, sorry, my bracelets. Still waiting for the last one, but we won't go into that. A lot of the Robin Hood mythos, heroes, and oh my goodness, why can't I remember? Mythos, heroes, and Troy. Oh. What am I trying to say?